Hey, what's going on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy, and I'm over here with the one, the only Brad Pascal. What's going on, Brad?
What's up, buddy? I'm glad I got to see you this week. You were out here in Amarillo. It was a
We
lot of
did.
fun.
You definitely got to give me, let me see, a great
Experience.
experience. Let's just say I
Yeah.
had a ball.
Hanging out with John Luciano and Ron Garrick and all the people at Street Volkswagen. So
Yeah, some of the most fun people in the business. Some of the best culture that I've ever had the chance to be at inside of a store that we have yet to go in and caffeinate. But they were so receptive, they were so loving, so warm, and we learned so much. I have to say, we definitely left with our cups filled up. It was a great time, but it was great to be with you. Great to hang out with the wife and to get laughed at by everybody. That's always fun, you know.
no, Lou. All in good fun. I felt bad for you, but
No, it's all good. Don't feel
no,
bad. Don't feel bad. It
I'm
was
excited
awesome.
because just as good a guy as John is, Luciano, right? We ran across this guy that's going to be on the show today, and he has a big heart. Not because he's just a big man, but because he just has a big heart in general. So I'm super excited to have him on the show today.
Heck yeah, I'm pumped up to have him. He is an incredible solutionary that we've had the privilege of being able to be connected to over the past couple of years. He's definitely been somebody that supported the Car Guy Coffee podcast. He is an exciting individual that's a big teddy bear. I mean, he really is. I mean, he is a teddy bear, somebody that you love to get a hug from, just because you know that one, it's hard. You're not going to get your arms around him. You're always going to feel good. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't completely get around the guy. He's way up here for me. But he's just somebody that's always encouraging, always trying to
Doesn't
support, and he's
doesn't
so
he pick
knowledgeable.
you up? He picks you up to hug you, right?
He does. He does.
Oh,
He gets me up there
yeah.
for the hugs, and I appreciate it. Definitely wish we had more time to get with him, and I want to get with him more and more every time that we have an event where all these incredible people are. But if you guys want to learn more about the incredible guests that we have, go back into the archives with Car Guy Coffee Podcast and look at the sponsor spotlight of EXOGloss with the one, the only Terry Torline. Welcome to the party, Terry. So excited that you're here.
Thanks, Lou Ramirez. How are you today, man?
Oh man, I am too blessed to be stressed. I'm really excited, and I'm having a ball.
Well, Brad, I also, and how are you doing today? I appreciate the offer and the invitation to be on your program today. Appreciate that.
I'm doing great, Terry. Man, we're glad that you're here, guys. Terry's the vice president of sales for EXOGloss, and you might recognize him from episode of Tactical Tip Tuesdays that he did with me. Um, and his company's so interesting because it ties in with the fixed ops department, and it really kind of goes with the wave of stuff that's going through fixed ops now, which is scheduled maintenance on a subscription basis and selling warranties and stuff out of the service drive. um, Terry, give us a little overview of all of the things your company offers, because I know it's quite a bit.
So, EXOGloss at its core is an appearance protection company. And where we started with that, and it transitions into to other products, the prepaid maintenance, the service contracts, tire and wheel, a lot of the different products that you brought up, Brad. But where we found is that the motivating factor in the fixed ops side is different than it is on the variable ops side as far as product sales. And our focus, my focus, has been on the fixed ops side. What can we do? What products can we bring to the service advisor, service manager, the tech side in order to help their customers as they move forward down, through the funnel in the service drive. One of those products that ends up in the service drive is, from the appearance protection standpoint, details. So if you get a detail on your car, you get the car detailed. Appearance protection is a logical add-on product to that. Further down the road from that, there was the prepaid maintenance, which is a retention tool that kind of keeps your customers tethered to your store and keeps them coming back. So we offer a prepaid maintenance program that is on a subscription basis as opposed to a term basis, 1, 3, 5 year, whatever the prepaid maintenance schedule that you have. So the subscription is an ongoing, and you insert car here. So it's on a subscription basis. If you do change cars, grade out cars, you still get to keep the prepaid maintenance subscription model going. And again, the motivating factor for the service advisor is I want the customers to have this product because it's going to keep them safer. If your car is well maintained, it's going to keep you safer. I'm not going to allow you to leave this garage if your brakes are going to fail and send you over the bridge or over a cliff. So they want products that are going to keep their customers safe and give them a level payment. And that's where the subscription model from the prepaid maintenance saves to the customer down the road. You're gonna pay me now or pay me later, and this just allows for a level payment history for the customer. So we offer a ton of products. Would love to talk to anybody about how we can drill down specific, because each store, each service department is going to be a little bit different. More than happy to drill down into how we can help you on your product sites in the service drive.
Well, I think that's fantastic, Terry. And like one of the things that we talked about is those subscriptions are fully customizable by the dealer, right? So they can make up whatever package that they want, and it's all done by the dealer. So you can fit it to whatever your culture is or whatever your whatever your process is. You can fit those subscription-based services, which I think is just ultimately what you would do in a situation in a dealership is you want everything branded under a brand umbrella, right? And Lou, like you went to Street and they do Street Talk, which is their newsletter. They do Car Catcher, which is going to find a car for them. They have multiple brands within their brand, and so that's something that you could do with this. And I think that's very important because it gives that service and identity, and people start to say, "Oh yeah, I use this or I use that," or this is a service that they offer that a lot of people don't offer. Because I'm out in West Texas and there's nobody that does subscriptions on that side of stuff. So I just think it's something that's coming down the pipeline. You saw people try to do subscriptions on cars, right? And they have been very effective, but I think the service side, it's much easier to apply. So I think it's going to be a big thing down the road.
So far, it's been probably one of the fastest growing segments in our product sales category. And you're right, you can tie it to insert dealer branding here, but you can make it a package A, package B, package C for make it just simply two oil changes. Make it oil change, tire rotation, and cabin air filter, and then add on other services such as bringing the car, a towing type service, and bring that in. However you want to set that package up, whatever you want to bundle into that product category, you need to have a good, better, best subscription model, because some people are always going to take the best no matter what. Some people are going to say, yeah, from a budget standpoint, I just want the oil changes or whatever the services you want to insert it. But you can add on those services and target your customers in a way or at a time that hits them right. Windshield wipers and snow tires, whatever the case is. The other part is that our product connects with the CRM in the DMS so that it's an easy product in order to do the fulfillment for it. It's a URL based fulfillment. So when the customer comes in, we know that customer has already had that service. So whether he goes to your store or one of your other 5 different departments, you'll always know when that service has been done, so that you're not hitting them up twice. And if for some reason they haven't had their service and it's coming due or closer to that expiration of that, we're going to send them out a reminder notice. Hey, you have a service that you've already paid for. Bring it back in. Have that service taken care of.
Yeah, that's good stuff. And
those are the best way to do it.
Heck yeah. For those of you that are hearing what Terry's talking about, and maybe something is waking up your awareness of the subscription model for a service like this, tag a car guy, tag a car gal, share this around a little bit, get people involved in this conversation. So excited for some of the incredible solutionaries that are here. A couple of y'all I don't know. I do see Timothy Wilson up in here. What's going on, Tim Wilson? How are you? We got an incredible Facebook user that knows who's on the show today. The man, the myth, the legend, Terry Torline. Appreciate you, Facebook user. Go ahead and throw your name in there so that we know who it is that you are. Another Facebook user, let us know that that's awesome. So everything you said, that's awesome. All the more reason for everybody to get somebody in here and share this incredible information out there. Terry, what I want to know is when you're having that conversation with dealers, when you're putting out the information about what it is that this model looks like for them, what's usually the biggest hang up or the biggest question that they have when it comes to actually making a decision or broadening their horizon concerning a product like this?
The biggest thing is probably going to be cost. As we kind of move into this time frame of budget tightening, inflation, numbers going up, those types of people are getting more and more budget conscious. If you can show you the value proposition for them that look, you're going to have these scheduled maintenance things done. You're going to have X items taken care of. If you don't, it's going to void the manufacturer's warranty, and then you're going to be in a whole different category and with other problems. So it's just a matter of being able to lay that out. So what we've done is create point of sale material that addresses that through the use of QR codes, through the use of desk type or desk mat type products, and specifically QR codes, I guess would be the easiest way, is that we're able to talk to the consumer about their issues, their problems, and have that aha moment of where, yeah, I get it. That's what I need to do. I need to have this product. They'll not only bring in that car, they'll bring in another car. They'll bring in their daughter's car. They'll bring in their sister's car. That's what we're finding is that if you make one sale, it kind of mushrooms out from there, and you've got another whole host of other areas that you can tag into. And again, it tethers everybody back to your store. Customers have options once they leave your place. And service drives, Brad, you can probably speak to this better than I can. Once that customer leaves your service drive, keeping them coming back to your service drive is more and more challenging every day.
No, so true.
I think one thing you have to think of, if we think of perspective of the sales department, right? And we start to apply that to the service and parts departments and stuff like that, is how often do salespeople train? Most of them have a sales meeting once a week at least, right? Or like street trains every day, right? Mm-hmm. So how often is the warranty company coming in and training your finance managers and your service advisors to know what's covered? Hardly ever. I've been in the car business for quite a long time. I've never had a warranty person come in and train. So now, does that get easier if it's your program? Because then you control the training. You know what's in the scheduled maintenance. You're able to train those. Now, I know that that's important because that's important for them to know, because what happens a lot of times is someone will come in, they'll be upset. They want to know if it's covered or not covered. And then the service advisor has to go to the finance guy. Right. Mm-hmm. And you're like, why? That's just that problem was brought to you. It's your problem to handle at that moment. And you have to turn them to someone else because you don't know what's covered. And so I think that this also solves for that, because you're building that. You can get input from your service department. You can get input from your service manager. You can get input from your finance department, right? And it brings the store together versus causing that divide of who's going to deal with the customer that's upset that their thing isn't covered, right? And so that's what I like about it, is it very coincides with being a solutionary, right?
So much like a solutionary, because you have so many different angles that you can help from. And that, I love that. It's a solutionary tool, really, because you're forward thinking enough to know you're going to do this stuff. You're going to need to do this stuff, right? So why not get ahead of it and get something in action to where you already kind of have a plan for when things are needing to be changed up. So to follow up on that question, Terry. So now once they get over that hump of decision, once they get past, okay, there's going to be cost involved, and yes, this is a new thing, and yeah, we're not fully trained on doing it, but we're putting it into action. what has been the response that you've heard from people that have had customers that are now engaged and flowing inside of the process? How easy has it been for them to just have a more seamless experience?
I think that the retention numbers kind of speak to that. The retention numbers are in the first year, 89%. It drops down to about, after year 3, to about 75% of the people reapply to keep their membership, their subscription going. So I think to that end really speaks towards how the customers or how the consumer is viewing this experience. Retention of that program really speaks to itself, because if they weren't happy, you're going to have a substantial drop off. But again, after year 3, we're still seeing a 75% retention of that customer, and there's a reason why the 25% are going to exit. And back to Brad on his point, how many hours of every day does a service advisor spend unwinding what the finance department sold? And every time they come onto the service drive, it's, I bought this product in finance and I don't know what it does. It's like, okay, this is an opportunity for you to say, I bought this from you, Brad. I bought this from you, Lou. What is it about? You know what? I helped create that. I had input in making this, and this is what it's all about. So you're going to get the buy-in from the service drive personnel side, and now it becomes their product, and doesn't become a product or anybody else's product. This is their product, and there's a little bit of a pride and ownership in that particular product. And you're right, Brad. What you were saying is that this now becomes easy for them to explain and say what is and what isn't covered, because they were the ones who helped create the program. And if you don't like, if something happens and you want to make modifications to it, you can make those changes. It's real easy to add on another aspect of the program, or however you want to put it.
And Terry's retention as far as dealers goes 100%, because no one wants to call that big man and tell him that they're canceled. They're like, I'm out.
We deal with cancellations.
So Terry, I got something a little bit more that's not business related that we're gonna. So Lou, I don't know
the conversation that I was most scared of. Yes.
I don't know if you know this, Lou. Right? Terry is an ex NFL football player. Did you know?
I did know this. Yes.
Yeah. So he played for the Kansas City Chiefs. So we're gonna put Terry on the spot to give us a story from his favorite story from when he was in the NFL, of something that happened or some. And so I think that's a good thing to share with the Car Guy Coffee audience out there, right?
Absolutely, we definitely want them in here.
Terry, tell us about that. Yeah, so I've got about 5 stories that I could go to, and then they all end, and you go, well, I can't tell any of those 5 stories. So the beginnings I can tell, the endings are a lot more challenging. But like I say, that was the old world. That was from a time back when. So that whole experience was surreal, and fortunately or unfortunately, it ended not at my choosing, but at the choosing of career-ending injuries. And so I said, all right, fine, I need to move on. And where else can you make as much money as in the NFL? The automotive industry, right?
That's right.
Hey, question. What are some things that you learned from your time playing football and in the NFL that you apply to EXOGloss and your current company?
That part's the easy question. That part is probably the easiest question that I get to answer, and that's team and teamwork. There's everything about a team that is in business: communication, working together, knowing what the other person is going to be doing. When Fred speaks, Lou finishes his statement. Those guys have such great teamwork, and that is what you need when you're going to build a strategy for a successful business. You've got to have communication. You've got to have teamwork. You've got to know what your role is. There's no chance that the quarterback is going to be the one rolling out. In most cases, he's not the one that's going to be rolling out. He's not the one that's going to be rushing up the middle. He's certainly not going to be the one kicking the ball off. You've got to know what you understand, what your role and what your responsibility is in that lane. Whether you be a service advisor, service manager, or a tech, whether you be in sales, whether you be in service, wherever you're at in that chain, you got to understand what your role is and how important and critical you are, and that what the weakest link in the chain, you don't want to have that weak link, that you're only as strong as your weakest link. And so teamwork is at the root of everything that I've done. So that foundation, which came at an early age, has served well in business.
That's awesome. I bet it does. And also, I'm sure going to be taking the hard hits, right? In business, we take a lot of stinking hard hits. Sometimes we get big hits, whatever the case is. But we take a lot of hard hits. We get up and we keep charging on for the sake usually of the team, right? We'll take a little bit of a limp because we know that the team is depending on us. We'll deal with a little bit of cuts and bruises because we know the team is dealing with us, where maybe we would cower back, but the team knows that we need this. And I love that question, Brad. You took the question right out of my mouth, because I wanted to know about the transition that you have from seeing sports on that level. Because I mean, we've played little leagues, we've seen school ball, but jumping up to the collegiate level, different level of playing ball. Jumping up to the professional level, different level of playing ball, along with the mindsets that people have. And in this industry, you have it's almost like there are the different leagues, or the different divisions of the industry, whether it's from independent to independent, like a single standing franchise store, to a multi conglomerate franchisees that have so many different stores inside of it. What has been more or less the easier place for people in to receive EXOGloss? Is it the bigger dealer groups that would take it in and blanket it across them? Is it maybe the smaller ones that have a bit of an easier rudder to turn, or maybe even independents? Where have you seen a lot of success of EXOGloss landing?
We've had success in each of those areas, and it's not necessarily the mindset of or the size of the store. It's the mindset of the person at the head of the store that has the vision that they want to create a product line that's going to give value to the consumer. And where it's been successful, we've got an auto group up in the Wisconsin area that does a tremendous job with selling EXOGloss. They've got about 25, around 30% penetration across 35 stores that they have. They see the value in the product. They represent it at their price to the consumer. It's not forced down the consumer's throat. It's presented as a value-added proposition. And that, I guess, is not necessarily the size of the store. It goes back to who's at the helm and who's in leadership. And it's the same thing as we reverted back to football. There are some coaches that have a style that is different. There's there's a lot of successful coaches out there, but there are some that are yellers and screamers. There's some that are cursers, and there's some that have a real calm demeanor and provide that calmness for everybody else down the line. So it's a matter of who's in charge, and that's who we really talk to. Everybody wants to sell products because they want to make more money, but the person who's in charge, the president of the organization, or whether it be the coach, that's the person that we are. Once we're able to show them what our philosophy is and our product, how we're going to support them on down, and it's not just in the sale; it's in the support after the fact too. If we can sell, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 pieces a month, that part is not a problem. But what do you do after the sale? And what is your service? How do you service your customers after the sale? And again, going back to the penetration portion or the retention portion, because we service so well in the prepaid maintenance side and on the service side, we're able to retain those customers. And Brad, you're right. We don't have anybody who has said, no, we're done. We're going to turn this product back and we're going to go sell something different. Once in the past 3 years that we've had EXOGloss up and running, I don't have anybody that I think there's only one dealership that has canceled, and that's because they were bought by a different group.
I think that's so important because I come from the mindset that if you're building this out, and most people only sell maintenance or warranties or stuff in the finance office, right? 90% of dealerships, I would say, only do it there, right? So you're opening it up for different entry points, right, into a relationship. Let's say someone moves into town, they have a Volkswagen, they come in, you sell them a scheduled maintenance package. Well, then you started that relationship from a different point, right? So, but I also come from the mindset of, all right, when everybody was pushing third parties like Auto Trader and cars and stuff like that, if you go shop on Auto Trader and you go to dealership and you buy a car, and then that person goes to the coffee shop, they're like, "Oh, where'd you get that truck?" "Oh, I got it off of Auto Trader." Right? So if you don't have your own warranty company and you don't have your own scheduled maintenance company and you don't have your own thing, then you're just building the brand for Alpha or Portfolio or, all of those other companies when you could be building your own brand, right? And I think that's so important that we don't talk about that. There's a lot of companies out there that'll add all these things to your website or add things to your plate that builds their brand, right? And keeps them relevant versus building the brands of the dealerships, which is really what got us in the position to begin with, right? So I think it's time to kind of take back that branding and bring it in house and start to create those brand umbrellas. And I think this is a great tool to do so.
That's a great question. Brad, as you look through, how many websites do you know that have a products page where the customer can purchase a service contract, tire and wheel, prepaid maintenance, anything like that? We're the only company out there that has the ability to include a link in your website to sell your products to your customers on a seamless basis, financeable if necessary on a service contract basis, on a seamless basis without any interaction from a live person. They can go from quote to contract 100% through your website with using our link and purchase whatever contracts that they want to buy. There's nobody else who has that ability in order to do that in the service drive. And again, whether that be prepaid maintenance, whether that be the subscription model, whether it be XO appearance, or whether it be a service contract, they have that ability in order to add that link to their site and be up and running within 48 hours. They could be selling service contracts. And again, it's not, we're using point of sale material, QR codes. We're not asking the service driver, the fixed ops people to be the sales team. We're going to handle that through a landing page and through videos and teach them. Similar to what you're doing.
Can I ask you an integration question? So there's some great tools out there that I kind of think that you told me this, but I can't remember. So there's some great tools out there that like Zip Deal, right? So I was wondering if you'll integrate with those guys or if that's a possibility with like Zip Deal, because it kind of gives those options while they're waiting to go into finance. So if you don't, it's a good idea, right? Because then all your stuff's in there and they have all of the options and everything like that. So I just I was just thinking about that because what'd you say?
I said, Danny, if you're watching, give me a call.
Yeah, you and Mr. Benitez need to have a little chat. Yeah, shout out to Danny Benitez. He's
Danny.
Amarillo, Texas guy. So yeah, I've known him since I started in the car business. But I think that's a great thing, as far as just giving people options, man. That's how people shop, right? Giving them options and then giving them clear, concise information to make an educated decision, right? That's how whenever you shop on Amazon, that's the path you go through, and that's what everybody's used to. And on the fix-up side, we kind of convolute that process quite a bit. And so if we can bring clarity and transparency when it comes to pricing, and we can clear that up for them, then it makes it a lot easier to do business with us, right?
Yeah, it's especially on the cautionary side when you're letting people know, hey, you might want to be looking out for this, and this is a problem that you're probably going to run into. You might want to consider this product before this does become an issue that I can't get you taken care of with this type of protection. And just always having the way to point to the customer to a way that it is not being pitched to them. It's coming in as the solution that they need when they need it, rather than them being inside of a already defensive posture of saying, no, don't pitch me another thing to buy with this expensive car I'm already spending a lot of money on. No, instead, we don't even want to pitch you it. We just want to let you know that you have opportunity out there, and take the wheel. You can, at the click of a button, you can decide what's best for you. And we're still right here to answer any questions. A lot of customers don't have that opportunity because there's, I mean, only so many dealers that have this product integrated inside of their store. But I think that this would be such a great leveling of the playing field for a dealer that can just say, folks, there's more that you can get from us when you're not with us. Here's the site, go get it. And please, if you have any questions, let us know what you did, or let us know what you might be ready to do. But I think being the cautionary advisor, saying, hey, this is something you might want to get ready for, rather than just putting a little money into the kitty until it's that time. I can also present you something that you can buy that'll set you up for success later. And it doesn't have to be when you bought the car. I think that's an incredible asset.
So that's a great point, Lou. I mean, you make a great point there. In that if you have identify a problem, then identify a solution. Third leg of that is still, who cares? You've identified a problem and you have a solution, but if nobody really cares about the solution, then you kind of go, well, all right, let's go back. But the customer is going to care about prepaid maintenance, because here's the problem if you don't. So now this is why, this is who cares. Who cares is the customer. And as long as you can address that who cares portion of the conversation of the product, you're going to be much further down the road. And that's what our products do. Is who cares? The consumer cares, because we're going to create the value for them. Whether it be a lost key through a key replacement program, who cares? I'll tell you who cares. When as soon as you lose the key, you're going to care greatly. And the prepaid maintenance, so that you don't have that large bill. Everybody can afford the $200, but if I can do it at $10 a month, I'd rather pay it that way, $20 a month, whatever the case is. So I'd rather have my level payments, and that's who cares, because now I can manage my budget to know that $20 a month is what I'm going to spend for the maintenance on my vehicle, and it's not going to be $200, this month, and now I can't take the wife out or buy her flowers, whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's good stuff. It makes the planning a lot easier. It makes the experience just of being an owner a little bit easier to deal with.
Yeah, $10 is like an appetizer of Rocky Mountain oysters. That's about Lou's favorite. Just
Bro,
in
you
case
ever going to live down?
No, it's not. It's not. Especially because Owen and Fred left us today, so it's just me and you today, Terry. So
if Fred was here, he could take some of the heat, but no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He'd be dropping some of the stuff on there. Though Fred was the one that ate half the basket, right? I'm still the one with the championship belt somehow. I don't know. but seriously, excited to get together with all of you.
If you want to hear a story, Terry, okay. So when Lou tried it, he almost got sick, and then he saw my wife eating them, and he's like, "Oh, I got to man up."
She's over there.
I got to man up a little bit. So Lou was like,
"Oh man, I can do this."
Lou sucked it up real quick. The New York came out in him, and he's like, "Oh no, I can't let him show us up." So, Terry, what I know that there's a lot of conferences coming up, right? We got Digital Dealer, we got Driving Sales, we got what conferences are you going to be out if people want to meet you in person?
You're going to be out at Driving Sales, followed by Digital Dealer, and you're going to be out there on both of those for those events. And then TI-ADA is coming up in November, and we are planning on going out there. And I believe that's the only 3 events that we have planned for right now between now and the end of the year. We're going to be getting ready for NADA, and no, we're not going to have any big unveiling for NADA. It's just going to be a regular NADA event. If we had anything great and wonderful that we were going to try and push and promote, we'd roll it out now. We're not going to wait 6 months in order to do it. So, but NADA at the end of January, for sure, everybody will be coming down to your state and enjoying the hospitality of Texas, and be able to get those appetizers for Lou down there personally.
Yay!
Yay! But those are the ones that we're going to be going to. So if you want to meet up in person, that'd be great. But in the meantime, exogloss.com, Terry Torline, you can look me up on LinkedIn. My contact information is in there. More than happy to have a conversation with you about how we can be of assistance to your store, your service drive, your fixed ops, variable ops departments. We're here to help.
Oh, heck yeah. That's good stuff. And we can't wait to see you out there, Terry, for driving sales. This is going to be our very first driving sales. Have you been to driving sales before, Terry?
I've not, no.
You have not? Excellent. So we're both going to be newbies at that.
Digital dealer, I am a big alumni of, but driving sales, we're going to be out there on Saturday night. This is the best part. Jimmy Buffett's going to be out there on Saturday night, so we're going out for that. So it's like driving sales, Jimmy Buffett, digital dealer, 5 days in Vegas. That's going to be the challenge.
Woo! It's going to be a blast. Oh man, can't wait. Excited about it. A lot is gearing up for that. Brad, you're gonna be at driving sales, right?
Yeah, I'm speaking at driving sales. I'm doing how to set your salespeople up for success like you do your service, or how to set your service advisors up for success like you do your salespeople. Hold on one second. My dogs are like wrestling.
Well, that's awesome that he's going to be out there for that. And there's a lot of people that are going to be out there. But for the first time, we're excited to be out there at the actual digital dealer. What year? It was Tampa 2021. That's where we first had the chance to get that first bear hug up off the ground from Terry. So that has some nostalgia to it. This year, we will be conducting a panel where we will be discussing the unveiling of the power of diverse unity and the power that's encompassed inside of that. As diverse as we all can be, we can still get unified using solutions like what Terry has, what Brad has, what so many other solutionaries out there have. Car guys, car gals, you want to be out there. You want to be out there to find out how you can bring together a blend of all the right solutions to brew the perfect cup of Car Guy coffee for your particular dealership, for your mission, and for your people, and ultimately for your customers. If they're not buying your coffee, well, then you're not brewing something right. So you better find a way to get your blend in line so that you can put that in there. And we highly suggest that you consider getting EXOGloss, or at least setting up a demo, finding out a little bit more on the details of it. And if you're going to be out in fabulous Las Vegas, take the time to look up and see the big bear that is Terry Torline. You got to be looking up for him because he'll just flow right by you and you won't even know. He won't see you down there.
Yeah, but, I think Lou, if you're not going, Terry told me today that if you're not going, he's going to recap driving sales in what we call Terry's Totes edition, driving sales edition. So be watching on LinkedIn for that because he's going to recap his time at driving sales and maybe even digital dealer too, right, Terry?
Yeah,
I'll do both. Yeah, I'll do the recap on LinkedIn. It was a good time at SodaCon, so yeah. Follow it up.
That was a good time. What was your favorite part of a SodaCon?
Man, there were so many great parts. Dave Metzler's
Mm-hmm.
was he's just a good speaker, and he had some things in there that I just went, whoa, and that attitude of gratitude, where he said, you won't say thank you enough. I took that away as I've been practicing that saying thank you portion, and that attitude of gratitude really changes your mindset a lot. So there were just so many speakers, so many breakout sessions that were impactful. Yeah, I don't know how you could even boil that thing down to a 30-minute video, but fortunately,
can't do that.
I will say, Kyle told me yesterday that all of the videos should be ready next week. So they'll be out there. If you attended it, you get them for free. If you didn't attend, it's going to be like $43, which there's 43 sessions. So it's like $1 a session. So I think they're going to roll that out next week. I'm excited because I didn't get to see Damian Boudreaux because we spoke at the same time. And that man's fantastic. I know you spent about 5 minutes with him, Terry, and came away with a whole new perspective. But he that was a good Damian. That's kind of his first conference in a while, and I was pretty proud that he got to go out there because he's the guy that taught me how to sell cars when I first started. So, but yeah,
I spent 5 minutes with him in Philly. And I spent about an hour with him yesterday.
yeah, he called me this morning.
Outside of this hour, it's the best hour of my week.
Yeah, I got to call him after the show because he called me this morning. I will say that we got to mention, Terry, that Lou danced at the concert for 3.5 hours, solid, and didn't stop. I mean, you saw those dance moves, right?
So just the aerobic exercises that he did in order to get there was great. The conga line that he started, awesome. I don't know what that caffeinated culture that he embraces gave him 3.5 hours of energy that I wish that I could recapture.
That's right. Then we got to go walk in the rain just to cool it down a little bit.
Yeah, we did walk back in the rain.
Walk home?
No, we walked back to the hotel in the rain. Just because everybody standing outside in the rain anyway, waiting for an Uber. Like, guys, we might as well just walk this sucker out. And I was boiling. People giving hugs, like, you don't want to touch me. Oh my gosh, it was awesome. But man, we had an absolute blast. But so many, the energy. That was the thing about the event, is that it energized and inspired so many. I mean, if you didn't leave there inspired or more passionate about this business, fired up. If you didn't leave fired up, your wood is wet. Period. You are unflammable, right? You're just not going to get excited about much if you went to that event and you didn't leave there motivated and encouraged to be in this incredible industry. And that's what we love and honor Paul and Kyle for. It's just raising the standard of how we treat people, which then just ultimately raises the level of appreciation we have for each other and what we do, right? If you can consistently appreciate others, well, then you're always in a state of appreciation, just like going through gateways of gratitude, where you stay inside of that mindset of I'm thankful. And that's the best pill to take in any depressive situation. Go back to your gratitude. Go back to being thankful. And we are so thankful for everybody that put on that incredible event. Can't wait to see all those videos that are out there. I know Fred's loving all of the videos that are out there, him hitting the street, and he was doing it great. Absolutely proud of my brother doing what he was doing, having a blast out there, even getting told, hush up, you can't interview over here. You got to love that. We got to stretch the envelope, right? We got to do what we got to do to have some fun out there. But no, it was great, and we can't wait to see some more of you. We're only a couple weeks away, everybody, before we really get into this conference season. Whew, it's about to be a fun one, and I can't wait for it. Brad, you got anything else to put out before we forgive focus and fly our way out of here?
No, man, I'm excited to see everybody come out, say hi. If you have any problems that you need help with, reach out to us, man. If you thought what Terry had to say was interesting, definitely reach out to him. And I appreciate you and Fred coming out to Amarillo. It was a blast.
It was awesome.
I know the store really appreciated it, and I'm glad to have both you guys in my circle, because it makes it a lot more fun when you have guys that you can kick back with and joke with and just have a good time.
Yeah, yeah. I'm taking a whole bunch of chin for this. That was awesome, but it's all good. But Brad, quick question: do you think that Terry could go to that big Texan and knock out that 72 ouncer?
I think that sounds like your next trip to Amarillo as we take Terry up there.
Come on and get some of that 72 ouncer. Let's go.
You know what? Back in the day, no problem. Today, maybe a problem. I'll try it.
Well, we saw the face of a couple guys that stepped up to the challenge, and they were having some problems.
They were having some problems.
Yeah, today, they're still having some problems.
That's the part. It's not that day. It's the 5 days later that I'm going to have the problem.
It's not the steak that gets you. It's the baked potato and the shrimp cocktail and the salad and the rolls and all the other stuff is what gets you. So.
Yeah, it definitely is. But if you stepped up to the challenge and you didn't make it, for those of you that might have been there and watching the show, forgive, focus, fly, keep growing. And next time, just say no. I'll take a regular steak. I mean, after having some of them Rocky Mountain oysters, I couldn't even finish my steak, right? I had a little too much bull in me. But right now, I'm excited to wipe that off my shoulders because Brad had to remind me. He saw it on my face while we were sitting there eating. He was like, Lou. So let's do it one time, everybody. Car guys, car gals, thank you so much for tuning in on this Fix Fox Friday. We are going to forgive, focus, fly, and carry on with this incredible Friday. On 3, 1, 2, 3, forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing. Keep growing. We appreciate you, Terry. You're amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are watching on the replay, still tag a car guy, tag a car gal. People need to know about this product inside of their store. They need to know what solutions they can bring. Brad, we about to be out. Appreciate you, brother.
Later, guys. Have a good day.
You guys in a minute. Out.